In this video, we're going to show you how to add a yes/no toggle to a custom module using the Divi Module Builder plugin sold on diviplugins.com. We're going to add the toggle using PHP, so we'll show you how to add PHP to a custom module, and we'll also show you what to do if you make a mistake in your PHP code and get locked out of your module. If you're following along with the price drop custom module that we started, we have our title and our subtitle and our image already. The next field that we're going to do with the custom function is echo this sale ends and then today's date. So we're going to go back to editing our module. We already have our 3 fields. Let's scroll down to the bottom of the right panel, and we have our custom functions code. So I'm going to paste our custom function, and it's just a simple return today's date. And I'm wrapping it in an if function exists so that there's no conflicts if the function already exists through another plugin or a theme. And you can also use, since we're wrapping it in an if function exists, you can overwrite the function in your child theme's functions.php file. So you can overwrite the function by adding this and then change the date format if you want to. So let's grab the function, copy that. We'll go back up to the top to the HTML output. And I'm going to click on my PHP shortcut button. And then I'm going to echo the returned value of today's date. So let's update that. And we'll go back and we have our date outputting below the image. So if we go back to edit the module, now we can add a toggle so the user can decide if they actually want to display this date or not. So we're going to click on add another field, and we're going to call it display sale date ? For the field identifier, I'm going to name it sale_date_toggle. And then for the description, I'll copy and paste that over. Turn this option off if you do not want to display the sale date under the title. So by default, the return value of a yes/no toggle will be off. If we default it to on, then the default value will be on. So we're going to change our field type to yes/no toggle. And here's where we can decide whether or not we want it to be on or off by default. So I'm going to say I want it on by default. If I left this unchecked, the return value would be off. So now let's add an if statement. Actually, let's save the module so that we can add this new field using a shortcut. So we'll say if. I'm going to click on my new sale date toggle equals on. Then we're going to echo the date. Let's update. And now if we go back to the page that we have the module loaded on, we should have a yes/no toggle, and it should be on by default, yes. So let's turn it off by default, or turn it off. Preview the changes, and our date should go away, and it did. So let's go back to our module. Now we're giving them the option to display it or not. Let's give them the option to change the font and the style for this date. So let's add another field, and we're going to call this one sale date. And the identifier will be sale_date. We're not going to add a description because we don't want the user to be able to change the value of the field. We just want them to have the option to change the font and the CSS for this field. So we're not actually going to display it in the module settings. And let's go all the way down to hide field. And let's add design tab and advanced tab. So this will hide the field from the module settings, but we'll add a design tab and advanced tab setting for this field. So inside of our echo, we're going to add a div with class equals dp underscore field identifier, which is sale underscore date. And we'll concatenate that around our echo. So let's add our end div. So we're wrapping our date inside of a div with a class dp underscore field underscore sale date so that the design and advanced settings apply to this div. Let's update our module. Let's go back to our page and refresh again. And let's turn our date. I didn't save it, so it's already on. And let's go to our design tab. And now we have a sale date, so we can change the font, Black Ops 1. Let's go to our advanced tab. And let's add a border. 1px solid black. Save and preview the changes. So now we have our border and our font applied to our date. But if you look back on our module, on the content, we do not have a field for them to enter the text for the date. That is what we did with our hide field option. By checking that, we're hiding the input, but we're adding the design and the advanced tab so they can change the font and the CSS settings. Now let's go back to our HTML output, and let's say I made a mistake and forgot to put my beginning apostrophe in my echo statement. So let's update. And I have a blank page because I have a PHP error. So when you have an error in your module because of incorrect PHP syntax, we can go to our custom modules and go to settings. I'm going to open that in a new tab. We have our price drop module, and PHP is enabled. So I want to disable PHP. And now when I go back to edit my module, refresh, it's deactivated the PHP processing. So it's not going to process the PHP. It's not going to process that syntax error. So now I can come back in here, add my apostrophe, reactivate PHP, update, and everything works again. So if you get locked out of editing a module because of incorrect PHP syntax, then go to your module settings and deactivate PHP. In the next video, we're going to show you how to add the original and sales price to our price drop custom module, and we'll be using a select field to let the user decide which animation they want to use, the roll in, roll out, or the drop down, drop off animation. Thank you for watching the video. Again, if you want to follow along with these videos, you can go to diviplugins.com and download the Divi Module Builder plugin, and we'll also have the price drop custom module available for free on the website.